What's going on, fam? Welcome back to another video. Before I get the video started, I want to give a huge shout out to Model World for giving me the opportunity to be sponsored by you guys. So I received their shirts a couple weeks ago and I didn't have the chance to show you guys. So this is how the front looks like and this is how the back looks like. Pretty dope. Since 2013, that's when they first started. If you guys are interested in picking up any merches from them, I'll have their website linked down below. Use the discount code JCB2 to save you 50% off of any merches. As you guys may know or may not know, I'm also sponsored from Endless the brand as well. So here is the front of the shirt. Also, I received from them months ago. And if you guys are interested of picking up any merchandise from them, I'll have their website linked down below. Use the discount code JVBuilt1 to save you 10% off on any merches. And last thing, I want to give a huge shout out to Evo Vlll, who is the founder of Fresh Steez. So this is the new merchandise that they just released, and it's the cotton candy style. If you guys are interested in picking his merchandise up too, I'll have his account linked down below, so that way you guys can contact him. Go ahead and support local. I know we're just getting a late start. It's already like about 5:30 right now, and I was basically just busy working on my mom's RAV4. I had to change the 5th gear synchros and then just make sure everything is all good to go before I can go ahead and give it back to her. We can be working on my Evo 8. So this is what we're going to be doing. We are going to be flushing the transmission, transfer case, and also we're going to be installing new bushing on the shifter box. So this is what I'm going to be putting in the car. Of course, OEM for the win, transmission fluid, and transfer case and rear differential, but we're only going to be doing transfer case. Also, we're going to be installing the torque solution bushing, which goes on the shifter box. So if you guys are interested in picking these guys up, I'll have it linked down below. Torque solution bushing, I picked this up from ME Performance. This is what's going on. So we're having a little issue with the transmission on my Evo 8. I'll give you guys a rundown on the story. So a couple of weeks ago, I did pulls with my friends just to kind of give them a little ride around, and what happens on the first pool is I could not go through, like it was locking me out. Like this is the first time that ever happened to me. So I went to do a second pull and it did the exact same result. I'll show you guys a little clip on here. So that's what basically happened. When I slowed down, like I was going about 5 to 10 miles per hour and I tried to go to first gear, it would not go to first gear. Like it felt smushed, like my gears was grinding. I had to shift down to second gear, roll down, and came to the complete stop, and it was just did not want to budge to go to first gear. Basically, I had to start second gear and drive all the way home just like that every time I come on a complete stop. I took the Evo to my job, flushed down the transmission fluid. Majority of it was just copper material, which really sucks. And I was thinking, oh, my synchro is probably gone, but it's kind of weird because first gear synchros never usually goes out. They're not really that big of a common thing to just not want to go in first gear, but I could be wrong. I probably think it could be just the clutch fork that is worn out. The only way to find out is that we'll have to remove the transmission and inspect it and see what parts that needs to be replaced, which I'm really excited. You know, after doing Brad's transmission and kind of learning how to put everything back together was pretty interesting. I always had the biggest fear of doing transmission, but now I feel a little bit more comfortable. I think I might able to probably do it myself, but I don't really 100% trust myself. So which is why, like, maybe down the road, if it gets any worse, we're gonna go ahead and take the transmission apart, see what parts we need, and then we can do like a semi-build on my Evo 8 transmission. If you guys curious, it's a 5-speed, it's a SSL model, and they're actually better than the 6-speed. The first thing I want to do is that I want to install torque solution bushing on the shifter box. So basically what we're going to do first is that we are going to remove the shift knob because we're going to have to take this front center console off. So here inside there is 2 screws, Phillips screws. Basically just take those screws off, pop this panel off, and there's 2 screws here, another screw behind the ashtray. I'll go ahead and pull it out so that way you guys can see. It's right there. And basically pop that up and we will have access to a shifter box. So let's go ahead and start taking this apart and then install the torque solution bushing. So we got access to the shifter box here. So there are 12mm bolts here, 2 in the back and then 2 in the front. And the only way to kind of get this bolt, just got to remove that clip, move the cable on the side, and then now you have access. Shifter box is out, so the only thing we gotta do is to remove these bushings. So we have to push this pin out, and it'll be a lot easier to get these bushings out. So I do have a panel too. I'm gonna go ahead and lever it out. So I got the torque solution, so this is how the installation is gonna be. So basically what I do is that, see this ring over here, you want to face it up and you want to face this ring facing down, just like that. Put this on first and then put the shifter box on top of it, and then these guys are gonna sit just like that, flush. So let's go ahead, put the shifter box back on with the new torque solution bushing, and then reassemble the center console back. But I did notice I'm not able to use the factory bolt that goes on top of the shifter box, because after putting the torque solution bushing on the top and bottom, it's not long enough. So we're gonna have to go run to Home Depot, find thread pattern pitch, and then we should be able to put everything back on. So perfect timing, we can go ahead and road test the car and hopefully everything turns out good. I hope it goes good. If not, then we're pretty much screwed. Can't even see a thing with these wipers. All right, let's see how fifth gear feels. It's third gear. Fourth gear. All right, let's go fifth gear. Yeah! All right. Hell yeah, seeing that fifth gear, boy! So we actually didn't need to go to Home Depot. I kind of did waste my time of trying to find a little bit longer bolts, and then I realized that I grabbed the smaller bolts, which is the front bracket that's mounted on the inside of the car. And I was wondering why the bolt that I bought just slid in, and it was literally the wrong one. So it's funny though. I had a long day. Don't laugh, don't tease me. So the factory bolts for the shifter box, it's good to go, and it is what it is. So it's a good thing. We don't have to go back. Let's go ahead and just bang this up, put everything back in. Let's get to work. So we got the Evo 8 jacked up. When you top off your transmission, transfer case, and rear differential, you always want to make sure that the car is level out. That way you have a accurate reading. We know for sure that when we top it off, we'll be good to go from there. The torque solution bushing on the shifter box is not something that is gonna fix my shifting issue, but it will help nice and stabilize. I can feel a little bit difference. I'm kind of curious. I want to see how the difference will be while we're driving the car, because like I said, I did mention that we had issues with going in first gear. So the only time it happens if I can't go to the first gear is that if I do come in a complete stop. But if the car is like rolling a little bit, like to say like maybe 5 to 10 miles per hour, I can easily go in first gear with no problem. Also, when I have the car off too, I can go to first gear with no problem. So we know definitely for sure something's going on in the transmission. I don't know when we're gonna take the transmission apart and take a look at it and repair. It might be a few months. I was looking at carbon synchros at Jack's Transmission, and it's kind of pretty pricey, I must say though, but it'll be well worth it down the road. I do beat the hell out of this car. Like, I abuse this car. Like, I mean, it's a sports car. You can drive it however you want it, but I like to have fun with mine. So let's go ahead and top off the fluids, engine oil, transmission, transfer case, and then get the car on the ground, and then we can do our road test and see how the car really feels like. Got home. I mean, everything seems fine, smooth, other than, you know, coming to a complete stop. You can't put first gear into place, but you can do it while the car is rolling. And you know, eventually we're gonna have to tear this transmission down and see what's going on. And honestly, I'm very excited. I can't wait, you know, because this could be like the biggest mod for this Evo 8. And you know, I've always been power shifting, you know, shifting fast on the transmission, and you know, things happen for a reason. Like, if you're building a car for like just built for race, like eventually you're gonna have issues down the road. And you know, this car just made 100,000 miles. When I got the car was only 81,000, and you know, it did really good, honestly. And I'm very happy, you know, to own this car, and it's such a fun car. Like, all-wheel drive changes my life. So I don't know when we're gonna remove the transmission and tear it apart, but when the time comes, it will come and I'll let you guys update it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and also check out those merches. I'll have it linked down below. That's the wrap for the day, guys. Aloha, and I'll see you guys on the next one.